face.
Great way to open the show. Oh, good Lord. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Laying Down the Bunt. Yes, tonight I am the one in charge of asking the questions to this lovely panel, as I know damn near nothing about baseball.
We'll just follow the... Ow!
Sorry.
Just follow the notes.
I will follow the notes, but he's not feeling the greatest tonight, so he doesn't want to talk that much, but he's going to end up talking that much anyway, because how he is.
I'll try to limit what I say. I promise. That's why you're moderating. So.
And tonight we have with us our usual co-host of Cody, and adding on to the thing, our very own official umpire, which is why he's also the referee corner for our football show. We have Tim joining us this week. How are you guys doing?
Good.
They're so enthusiastic.
Say that again, Cody.
Pretty good.
Good.
All right, so we got a few things to talk over this week, as the MLB and the MLB Players Association has finally come to a deal and said, all right, get to playing, boys.
It's been going on for a couple of weeks now.
They finally decided on the rules they want, the pay they want, and basically the rosters that they want for the season. And we do not have a lockout this year. So the very first thing is the 28-man rosters through May 1st.
Why?
Why is it only through to May 1st?
Yeah, why? No answer?
Basically, from what I understand, from what I've heard, they're doing this because of the lack of a full spring training.
How much spring training did they really, honestly, truly miss?
It's only really the pitchers who miss it. Players can get ready in a matter of 2 games.
Again, how much spring training did they really miss? That's my question.
Maybe a week. I think.
You don't need to fucking have 28-man fucking rosters. I understand 26, but having 28-man rosters through May 1st? Why are these players so hell-bent on making their own fucking rules? Is this a player thing? Because if it is, I'm about to fucking tell baseball to go fuck themselves, because these players just think they fucking run the show. Go get a bunch of fucking scrubs that actually want to fucking play baseball. Might be more fucking entertaining. That's my thought process. Fucking pussies, man. It's fucking baseball, man. They play for 3 hours a fucking day. They get to play a game something that they love to fucking do. And they act like, oh my God, I've got to play 3 hours a day. I'm going to be so tired. Shut the fuck up. Pitchers only pitch every 5 fucking days. Some 6 every 6 days. What a bunch of fucking pussies.
Mm-hmm. Outside of your relievers and closers who pitch 2 every other day, usually.
Well, relief pitchers, some are every day.
Some are, yes.
But it's like these prima donna fucking pitchers, like Max fucking Scherzer, who thinks he deserves to get fucking paid all this fucking money. Man, fuck these people. These guys drive me fucking up the wall. Bunch of fucking prima donnas that all they do is hit a baseball and throw a baseball, maybe run a little bit. The fuck out of here. Cody?
Yes.
Do you have anything to add?
We pretty much covered it.
Well, you need to... You're the one that wanted to talk about it, so you need to... I'm just...
Looking up something that says, under the 28-player roster rules, teams will be allowed a 29th player for double headers.
Okay. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just so sick of the fucking changing the rules all the time. And I thought, so moving on, because fuck the 28-man roster through May 1st. It makes no sense.
Now, the next thing that they agreed on and then took out and then put back in was the automatic runner on second in extra innings for this whole season. I am in agreement that it should not be there because it puts undue pressure on the pitching team than it does the hitting team because of the fact that they already have a person on second. If we fuck up, they win.
The way the rule originated was, it's called the international tiebreaker, where you put the last person who got out on second base in the batting order, and it's designed to speed up the game. I'm just saying what it's designed for.
Right.
At the youth and lower level, at the youth and AAU and those leagues, by all means, Major League shouldn't have the rule.
They're getting paid $20 million a fucking year. I think they can
Exactly.
I think they can fucking actually, if the game goes fucking 10 hours, I think they can fucking play 10 fucking hours. Quit being a bunch of fucking crybaby back bitches and fucking play baseball. Jesus fucking Christ. We never had that fucking rule in Babe Ruth. We played a 7-hour game once.
Yeah, I believe it. I've had those games before where I had an 18-inning game once.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a toll on you.
Oh, I'm not saying it don't, because it's mentally straining, but
Mm-hmm.
come on,
it
man.
makes it more mentally straining because now you're...
You gotta account for a runner on second base. The pitcher is like checking them every other pitch.
You're getting paid $20 million a year. I think you'd be all right for a day.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a fucking 8-hour game every fucking day, you fucking pussy.
No, you will not, I will admit. You will never not have an 8-hour game every game.
No. But this goes hand in hand with what you just said. They want to try and speed up the game. Well, then how about you put these fucking batters on a timer and stop them going for 20 fucking minutes outside the goddamn batter's box.
We'll get into that actually. There's some rules and when we get to it.
Well, let's bring it up now.
Well, let's bring it up now.
Okay. So, pitch clock rule. What did you want to talk about the pitch clock rule with?
Well, the pitch clock. What about it?
Okay. The MLB, at the major league level, they're not using the pitch clock.
Bullshit! Bullshit. I call utter bullshit because when I go to Brewers games, they have a pitch clock.
You do?
Yes. They have a timer. And that fucking batter has so many seconds to get in the fucking batter's box.
Okay. I haven't been to a baseball game in years.
So it's there.
At the major league level,
They don't fucking enforce it.
It's there. It's just not
Okay,
enforced.
and that's the issue. For years, there's been a rule on the books called, the rule itself is 507C. Rule 5, Section 7, Part C to it, where it says that the pitcher has 12 seconds upon receiving the ball to throw the pitch. If they don't, the umpire is to call a ball on the pitcher.
Okay, and I understand that, but then so here's my
They don't
problem.
enforce the rule.
Here's the problem. A fucking batter can take 45 minutes to get in the fucking batter's box, and he's not punished? Get the fuck out of here.
Now that goes to Rule 504B,
So
which
it is.
says the batter must get into the batter's box and can't leave unless the umpire grants them time. The umpire doesn't have to fucking grant them time. Just say, no, you stay in the box. These batters get out, putz around for 30 seconds, then get in, and then do it all over again. It extends the games but it may not seem it, but it tends to extend the games by at least a good 10 to 15 minutes each game.
Because it's every single player that steps up to the fucking batter's box.
Yep, that's every batter, especially at the major league levels, and it trickles down because all the kids playing baseball see their favorite athletes doing all this crap, so they all imitate life.
Yeah. I think that when you have to sit there and the camera's focused on the batter and he's not doing anything other than adjusting his crotch for 5 fucking seconds.
I know.
And then fixing his gloves for another 3 seconds. It's just like, get in the fucking box and hit the fucking ball. This is why I find baseball boring. Because you're sitting there watching this guy on camera fix everything about his fucking uniform. And then he takes his little fucking practice swings. And it's like, dude.
That's why the umpire should tell them, if you're not going to enforce the rule where if they don't get into the batter's box in a timely manner and stay in the fucking box, call a ball on them. Call a strike on them. You don't need to have the pitch thrown.
Yeah.
Just call don't strike it, I call it. Where you just say, right, that's a strike. I've done it myself. Pissed off the offensive team royally. Didn't care. Where the kid wouldn't listen, so I'm like, alright, strike. Strike 2, you got it.
Please.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how much these prima donnas have to fix everything about themselves to look pretty on camera when they're a fucking baseball player and they're going to get filthy anyway.
Yep. It doesn't help that the pitchers... David Price is the worst example of it, where David Price will take up to 20 seconds in between pitches to throw each pitch. He has 12 seconds. If you don't throw the ball within that 12 seconds, by rule, you're supposed to have a ball called on you.
I have seen that called.
You don't get it called enough, though, to do any real good about it.
I hear you, but I have seen it called.
There are they need to start making examples of players in order for this to fucking happen and enforcing that fucking rule so it sinks into their fucking head. Oh, right, we're supposed to be playing, not being fashionable.
You saw it a lot up in my area in Massachusetts. You saw it with the Nomar Garcia Palmer effect. Nomar always did that little thing with his gloves where he would
tighten, untighten.
Well, he wouldn't. No, it wasn't even. It was just a. What do you call it? It was like a. It wasn't a tick. It wasn't a twitch. It was a ritual, like a superstition.
Yes, a habit.
That some of these guys do. I mean, okay, so they should put 20 seconds on the clock, okay, and I think it's 30 seconds that the player has to get from the batter's box to from the
batter up circle.
The batter circle.
From that circle into the batter's box.
So they get in the fucking batter's box, and then they stand there. They put the bat between. They've seen some players put the bat between their legs. They loosen the fucking goddamn, and then they're fucking tightening it, and then they're fucking loosening it again, and then tightening it.
Spitting on their hands, rubbing the bat with dirt.
Staring down at your third base coach, your first base coach for the seventh. And it's like,
if you can't do that in 20 fucking seconds, then you shouldn't. You're an idiot.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, I think we've all exhausted our frustrations with that one. Moving on.
Yeah.
Pitchers can remain as designated hitters after they've been pulled from the mound.
I call this the Shohei Ohtani rule.
That's what I've actually seen it called too. Is Shohei Ohtani rule.
Because God forbid he has to come out of the game if he's pitching, right?
What's he on again?
He plays for the Angels. The
Angels are a World Series team. They don't need him, but yet they need him.
He was the American League MVP. This year was the first year that he actually was pitching well because the last 2 years, he's really the only player that does this where he pitches and then fucking hits for himself in the American League. Well, now they've done away with everybody's. I hate this fucking rule. I'm a purist when it comes to baseball. I think everybody who plays should hit. I don't think that they need a fucking DH. Because now managers don't have to fucking manage the game anymore. The American League is so easy to manage because you don't have to worry about your pitcher hitting and getting fatigued. This is why you don't see pitchers go more than 6 innings anymore because they don't hit. They're hitting. In the National League, you don't see pitchers going more than 6 innings, 7 innings anymore. Because
they made the DH universal, JP.
And I know, that's what I'm saying. Saying is I like that. I like that the pitcher has to hit. Because if that motherfucker's only going to pitch every other 5 fucking days and make $46 million a year, yeah, that motherfucker needs to hit. Because you're not using him to the full extent. I hate the fucking DH rule. You're paying a guy a bunch of fucking money to sit on the fucking bench and fuck off when everybody else is playing defense and then hit like 3, 4 times a game. I hate that fucking rule. I hate it. I hate the DH rule. I hate it. That's my thoughts on it.
Cody, what about you?
Well, personally, I like watching the pitchers bat. Like Max Fried, for example, that dude can hit. I like watching him hit. So I don't like the DH in the National League.
The same with Burden Woodruff. He can hit too, can't he?
Not really. He got hot in
Hey,
the playoffs one year.
Tim, what about you?
Personally, as an umpire, I like having the pitches hit. Usually you could get away with a easy and oop.
Yeah.
But that's the rule I was looking to get the games over faster and whatnot. But I also don't mind seeing them hit because you're there to play the fucking game. You're not there just to throw the ball. That goes... I could go off on a tangent of pitchers being eligible for the MVP, but not positional players being eligible for the Cy Young, but I won't because...
Right.
What? No, it's not Uncle Joe.
Okay.
No,
Yep.
it's not. Okay. That's pretty much all we wanted to do. The payroll?
Sure.
Go get it then.
Jesus Christ.
Lazy.
It's over here.
Something else
Wendy.
that was brought up with the
It's right here.
threat of the lockout for the season was the payroll.
Well, that wasn't a threat of the lockout, was the payroll. It was the pay for the players was the problem with the lockout. The payroll, what we're talking about here, can you stop? Fuck, man. The payroll we're talking by team here. A lot of teams aren't using their payroll. They aren't spending money. I want to know one thing. And I know this was a tweet by Jock Peterson. Can Jock Peterson please tell me where in the rules it says that teams have to spend so much money a year? Please? Otherwise, Jock Peterson can shut the fuck up. Is he a fucking owner? Is he a fucking GM? Right? I mean, I don't know where this motherfucker is getting paid $6 million a year where he's going to strike out 150 fucking times a year because that's all the fucker knows how to fucking do is strike out. He either hits a home run or strikes the fuck out. That's it. Jock Peterson can shut his fucking mouth. And if Jock Peterson has a fucking problem with me, I'll give him my fucking address and I'll fucking hit him over the head with a fucking baseball bat. Because I don't fucking care. He's a fucking crybaby back bitch. Why does he care that the Baltimore Orioles only spent $30 million a year? Do you know why the Baltimore Orioles only spent $30 million a year? Because they're fucking players that they drafted.
Yeah, they're one of those teams that likes to build through the draft as opposed
So
to...
why is that a fucking problem? Why does Jock Peterson care? Does he play for the Baltimore Orioles?
No.
Who does Jock Peterson play for?
San Francisco Giants.
How much money did they fucking spend?
On him?
I don't give a fuck on him. I'm talking about the San Francisco Giants. How much did they spend in free agency this year?
I don't think they spent that much.
Oh, but it's okay to bitch about the fucking Orioles and the fucking... Who are the bottom 5 teams?
The bottom 5 are the Brewers, Orioles, Reds, Guardians, and Athletics.
I mean, the Brewers offered Jock Peterson some money to come fucking play for him, but did he take it?
No, because he's a fucking...
Then shut the fuck up! The guy has no room to fucking talk. Right? I mean, I don't understand why it's so important that these players... Where in the rules does it say that teams have to spend...
all of their money.
$250 million on fucking payroll for players? Then you're overpaying players that don't deserve to get paid $50 million a fucking year. That's just... Jock Peterson can shut his fucking mouth. Go play for the Giants, where you're going to strike out 150 times a year. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that's more of the players wanting to bump up the salaries, actually, because the MLB does not require the team to spend a minimum amount on payroll per year.
And that's fine, but that shouldn't be a problem, right?
It should be a problem, but the players want them to do that because it would bump up the salaries.
Oh, so that so that Jock Peterson can think that he's worth $10 million a year. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
He could shut the fuck up.
Now, NFL, for instance, has that rule where you have to spend a minimum amount. I know.
I understand that. Hockey has that rule too.
Yes, they
It's
do.
because they have a salary cap.
Especially hockey. Hockey's a hard cap.
Right, and so is basketball. So...
But basketball has a luxury tax also that you can go into.
Right. But the thing is... And I forgot my thought. Because Tim had to fucking throw that last fucking luxury tax bullshit in. My thing is with the...
Yep.
With basketball.
With baseball, there is no salary cap. So why does a team have to go out and spend a certain amount of money to make a fucking player happy? There's the NFL and the NHL give teams money to spend on their salaries. That's why it's called a salary cap. That money is dispersed evenly throughout the teams. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Any incentives and bonuses and all that other stuff, that's included in the team. All those workout bonuses and roster bonuses.
Sign-on bonus.
The sign-on bonus counts against the cap. But people, you've got to understand that the shit that makes no sense when you're sitting here trying to tell a team when you don't even fucking play for them, well, you guys should spend more at least. Well, why should they? Why do they have to? Who says they have to? Where in the rules does it say this? This is why I'm saying Jock Peterson just needs to shut the fuck up and play baseball. Because who the fuck is he? A GM? Is he a GM?
No.
All right. Does he play for the Orioles?
No.
There you go. So why should he have his fucking mouth wide open about the situation? The typical, give me the top 5 teams.
Top 5 of the Rangers.
Dodgers gotta be in there.
Rangers.
Oh, okay. So don't give me how much they've spent. How much did the Dodgers spend on free agency?
Okay. Yes, where?
Do you even know?
We'd say the Rangers, they spent $580 million.
$580 million in 1 year. Or is that over a contract time? See, they didn't spend. If they spent $580 million in 1 year,
They're overpaying people.
they're like their entire roster is making fucking like $20 million a year. So I think it's over a contract. How much in 1 year are they spending? That's no. It's all right. You don't even have to look it up. I'm just saying. How much did the Dodgers spend?
$280 million.
Like they needed to. They went out and fucking got Freddie Freeman as a free agent when they have enough fucking players as is. This is what I'm talking about with Major League Baseball when you see teams. There's no parity in the major leagues. And then you get Jock Peterson jumping on here saying, well, why aren't they spending money? Because they can't. They don't have the Brewers don't have the fucking money to throw around and spend 6 years, $150 million on one fucking player. Maybe 10 years at $180 million, which is pretty much what they did with Christian Yelich. But they don't have this kind of fucking money to be throwing around to pay $30 million a year for a guy. I mean, why? You draft 50 guys a fucking year every year, and if you can't build a team through the draft, you suck as a fucking general manager. You suck. Your scouts suck. Because you're trading away all your prospects because you want to win now. What good does that fucking do? I hate like the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Braves. They just go out and fucking spend all of this fucking money because they can. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting to me.
And that's why I sit there and say that they buy their championships every year because they do that.
I will give the Braves a little bit of credit. They usually do not. A lot of their players are homegrown talent. That I'm okay with. However, they're starting to become one of those teams because everybody wants them to win a World Series now. I just... Ugh. Those big market teams can suck my fucking cock. All of them.
I mean, just like Oakland, for example, they in free agency this year they spent nothing.
Well, you want to know why? You want to know why?
They traded. Yes, because they traded all their players away.
Okay. Do you know why they traded all their players away?
To bring up younger talent.
There you go. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Yeah. So why are we bitching about it?
No, he's not. He's saying it's a good...
No. And I'm not saying... But why are players bitching about this?
Because they want higher salary.
Well, they can kiss my ass. They have a high enough salary as is.
They're making millions of dollars just to swing a bat and throw a fucking ball.
Yep.
I mean, I could go up to the batter. They should pay me $30 million a year. I can strike out 150 times a year. Come on. Pay me $30
Just
million.
stand there with the bat on your shoulders.
You shrink down so that your strike zone is right where it needs to be.
Well, when we get going into the season, I'll talk about the fucking strike zone. Trust me.
Because with certain umpires, it
You
seems
don't
to
want me
change every
going
5
to the-
seconds.
You. Umpires suck because they don't know what the fucking strike zone is.
Yep.
They think they do, but then they make up their own fucking strikes.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes throughout the game, too. And with that being said, I
Well,
think
when
we're...
you have those Daniel standards that you don't want to go near.
With that being said, I think we're ready to go into predictions.
Sure. What do you want to start with, Cody?
The American League.
The American League East?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to start from the bottom up. We
Okay.
got Baltimore going. I got Baltimore 5, Yankees 4, the Rays 3, the Red Sox 2, and the Blue Jays winning their division.
Tim?
I didn't do any of this, and I didn't know if you wanted me to or not.
Sure. Go ahead. I'll do mine, and then you can do yours. I have Baltimore finishing in last. They're going to lose over 100 games this year. They aren't very good, but it's okay. They're building. Boston finishing 4th. Tampa finishing 3rd. Yankees finishing 2nd, and Toronto winning the division. But do not count I don't know why you think the Yankees are going to finish 4th. Is there a reason?
I don't like the Yankees.
Huh?
I don't like the Yankees.
Well, okay, but that doesn't mean just because you don't like them doesn't mean that they're going to finish. I fucking hate the Yankees, but they're going to be one of the better teams in the major leagues this year, right?
Because they bought all their talent.
Yeah.
Well, then why'd you put them 4th?
I got a little soft spot for the Rays. That's why I put them in 3rd.
I mean, I think the luck is going to run out with the Rays. I don't think that everybody spends money in the American League East. The Tampa Bay Rays don't, and it's going to catch up to them. And I think this is that year. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I think they may even finish in 4th place. I think Boston may finish in 3rd. Who won the division last year? Wasn't it the Tampa Bay Rays? Tampa Bay Rays won the division last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston was a wild card team.
Yeah. I'm never gonna count the Yankees out because they'll go out and get people.
And
It's a
that
great deadline.
ballpark is very friendly.
Yes, it is.
So what do you got, Tim?
Fortunately.
Who do you think? What do you think?
Well, I think I'm agreeing with everyone else on the Orioles going 5. Rays, I'd say 4. Then Red Sox 3, Yankees 2, and then Blue Jays
Now,
1.
I've seen people keep in mind the Blue Jays are the sexy pick, but they're the sexy pick every fucking year over the last 2 years, and they have not done shit.
Yeah, that is true.
But that's why it could be Yankees, Red Sox again this year. The top 3 could it's gonna be it's gonna be a tight race. I think in the AL East. I think the playoff teams out of the Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was agreeing with you. It'll be a tight race, probably within 5 games. I'd
I
say,
think it'll be a
which that
last.
usually constitutes a tight race.
I think it'll be a last couple of days of the season kind of race. To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Which that'll make the season more exciting, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Well, I just hope neither team fucking wins, but
yeah. But
because I hate both. I shouldn't say I hate Boston, but I'm really starting to hate Boston because they're turning into the New York Yankees. I think it's going to be the Yankees, and I'm actually going to go Blue Jays, Red Sox, Yankees. And I think the Yankees and the Red Sox will both make the postseason. Maybe the Blue Jays, because there are 8. What is it? 8 teams this year or 7 teams?
8.
Okay, so it's 8 teams in each league. Got it.
yeah,
And what about National League?
National League East. Well, the sexy pick is the New York Mets.
Sorry.
They're supposed to be really good. They went out and spent money on free agents this year.
They were supposed to be really good when they got Mike Piazza, and look what happened with
Well,
that.
they were actually pretty good with Mike Piazza.
he got into a fight with Roger
I
Clemens.
actually like Mike Piazza.
I did too. I liked him too, but
Cody, go ahead.
The NL East was a little hard for me because every team had very, very graded their team really well, except for the Marlins, because
Well, of
I had them
course.
going number 5. And I have the Nationals going 4, the Mets 3rd, the Phillies 2, and of course the Braves
Of
first.
course, the Braves.
I was going to
won.
say the Braves are over there.
I don't think the Braves are winning the AL East this year. I think
Well, it's gonna be a tough
without Freddie Freeman, I don't know. I
It's
know
gonna be tough.
It'll be tough, he said.
Well, who do they have playing first base for him now?
Matt Olson.
That guy strikes out like 200 times a year. Yeah, he hits fucking 30 home runs.
Well, that's
but-
baseball.
Huh?
That's baseball nowadays. You either strike out or
I-
you hit a home run.
You know what?
no one takes the contact.
I don't give a fucking shit. I can strike out 200 times a year. Pay me $30 million.
Mhm.
Sorry. I fucking hate that fucking excuse. Well, everybody strikes out 200 times a year. It's not even a thing anymore. It should be. Because you're striking out 200 times a year.
Mhm.
That's 33% of the time that you're out or that you get up, you're striking out. You may hit 200 balls, but you're getting out 200 times by striking out, man. That's not good, man. That's not good at all. At all. If your strikeout ratio is the same as it is your batting average, you suck. You suck. Whether or not you're batting .333, I don't give a fuck. Because your on base percentage sucks.
Mhm.
I actually have the Nationals finishing in last. I don't think they're very good. Who do they have? I actually think the Marlins.
Exactly.
The Marlins will take that step and be a little more competitive, but they'll finish in 4th. I think the Mets will finish in 3rd. The Braves will finish in 2nd, and I think the Phillies are winning the division this year. They've gone out. They're going to spend. They're going to spend. Bryce Harper. People want to play with him. That's all I'm saying. Tim?
Well, I am actually going to go with the Nationals in fifth. Then the Marlins four. And then I'm liking the Braves are going to take a step back and go. They'll be number 3 in the NL East. Probably still make the playoffs though.
I don't think they're making the
Because
playoffs.
of how many teams they could be.
I don't know if they're making the playoffs.
2 would be the Mets and 1 would be the Phillies.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think the Phillies. Well, did I put the Braves second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Phillies and the Braves are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That leaves 6 spots in the National League, and it leaves 5 spots for the American League for me. I don't think anybody from the National League East is making it to the World Series. In fact, I don't think any one of those teams is making it out of the first round. Last year, Atlanta caught fire at the right time. I think. I mean, Jesus Christ, you went up against the fucking Brewers in the first round who can't hit themselves out of a wet paper bag last year. They had one of the worst batting averages in the fucking all of baseball. And everybody's like, oh, they're a hot team. Dude, they're batting .212 as a team. How in the fuck are they hot? The only reason that the Brewers won as many games as they did is because they had really good pitching. That's it. And look at what that pitching did for them in the fucking playoffs. It did shit. Like I said it was going to fucking do. And everybody that fucking said, oh, you're just a hater. I'm like, no, I'm a fucking realist. I'm not a fucking hater. I wanted the Brewers to win as much as anybody else did. But I knew they weren't going to fucking do shit if they were going to bat .212 for a fucking... I don't even think they batted over .200 as a fucking team in the fucking playoffs that year.
Mm-hmm.
They were terrible. They couldn't fucking hit. None of them could fucking hit. Their best hitter didn't even hit .300. Their best player didn't even bat .230 last year. What does that fucking say? This year, I think it's going to be a different story. We shall see, though.
Yes, we shall. Yes, we shall.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that division next week.
Or 2 weeks from now, because you.
Oh yeah, I won't be here next Sunday at all, so I won't be able to do a show. We will have, and that means that we will have started baseball. So
Regular season will have started by the time we get to starting the show.
we have 162 games, so we have time. We have time to pick. It's not like football where you better pick now or. Oh my God!
Careful,
kid.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Shush. So with that being said, what are just quick little thought picker here with this? What is everybody's thoughts on every team having to play every team this year?
Oh yeah, so that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. I actually don't.
I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not against it either. I think they should. They do it in basketball. They do it in hockey. They don't do it in football because it's kind of hard because that's a lot of football games in a year.
Yeah,
they don't really have the
baseball,
time in
there's
the season.
162 games, and I think it should be a home and home, whether it's 2 games at home and 2 games away, or 3 games at home and 3 games away, or whatever. I honestly think it's good for baseball that every team plays every team.
I agree.
Good point. I forgot.
And that's
See?
why he had me moderate the show tonight.
I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do that from now on. Is I'm gonna have Heather moderate because I'm gonna try not to talk. Cody didn't say much again, and it's mostly my fault because
He talks over everybody.
I do. I can't help it. I'm really not feeling the greatest. I'm feeling better than I was earlier, but
And it's not that he's sick; he's just arthritis-ridden right now because of the cold that we're going through.
It's bad. The pain is back. It was good yesterday, and then I got up this morning, and it sucked.
He got F5 by Brock Lesnar.
I did. 16 fucking times. So, is there anything else you want to talk about? Cody, you have... This is your show, man. Is there anything that you want to talk about?
Any topics we didn't go over that you want to?
This is your forum. You have 10 minutes. We can talk about what you want to talk about.
I was wanting Tim's thoughts on the All-Star tiebreaker rule.
See? Do you know the rule?
No, I didn't even hear about it.
Go ahead, Cody.
Basically, if the game ends in a tie in the All-Star game, they're going to have a home run derby.
Oh, that one, yeah. That made me roll my eyes.
Let go of it. What do you think of that, man?
Well, the problem with the All-Star game is you have the etiquette of neither team wants to send back players overly tired and overly hurt. And that's why they're doing it. They're doing it.
I know why, Tim. I know why they're doing it.
But do you agree?
I don't like it.
Okay. I know why they're doing it. I think it's a dumb fucking rule. Just end the game. It's okay. It's an all-star game. It's not like somebody has to fucking win because they're not playing for anything. You're playing for bragging
If you're
rights.
gonna make it worth something, play the game. If not, just end the fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's for nothing. Look at the Pro Bowl, man. Jesus Christ,
Pro
I
Bowl.
watched 5 minutes of that and wanted to fucking throw myself out a window.
It's basically flag football.
No,
now.
it's not even flag football. It's you catch the ball and you're down where you catch it. Nobody has to touch you at all. It's bad. It's
I mean, honestly,
really bad.
if you're that worried about your players getting hurt, don't do the Pro Bowl anymore.
I mean, baseball is they're just turning into football. Home run derby? They already have a home run derby.
Exactly, and there's designated hitters for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's stupid that they're going to a home run derby to determine the winner of it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Just end the fucking game.
Yep, there's nothing. Nobody's playing for anything, and I'm okay with that.
It's really just an exhibition match
It is.
between the players.
It is.
And it's really...
Yeah.
I would understand if the winning team gets to donate to a charity of their choice.
Home field advantage.
Well, they used to have it where it was home field advantage throughout the playoffs, or for the World Series, but
For the World Series,
they did away with that. Thank God, because then you're taking the team that had the best record in the major leagues out of the fucking equation. And why are we fucking playing a regular season? So.
No, what I was going to say is the MVP of the winning team gets to donate his winnings or anything like that to a charity of his choice. Because then it'll actually mean something other than something about baseball.
Well, they do that anyway, I think. But it is what it is. I get what you're saying. Keep going, Cody. Keep going. If you got more questions, you can ask. We'll do a little corner where it's Cody asks silly questions.
Well, this one's gonna be silly. How do y'all feel about the celebrity and legend softball game they have every year?
I don't mind that. I mean, look. So All-Star Game for me it's a spectacle, and it should be a spectacle because baseball is one of those games. Yes, the picking the starters is pretty much a popularity contest. You can tell because Aaron Judge could probably fucking not have fucking played and he probably still win. Fucking
He usually does.
the starter in right field because everybody fucking thinks he's the greatest player that it's ever fucking lived, which I don't think he's that great. He's just 6'8", 280 fucking pounds, and he can hit the fucking ball 550 feet. I don't care.
And he benefits from the fields he plays.
Correct. I mean, I'm not saying that Aaron Judge isn't a great player. He was picked in the first round for a reason. but I don't think he's
as great as they make him out to be.
right. I think he's good. I don't think he's great.
I just love the celebrity softball game because you always have the one guy who says,
Thinks
"Oh,
he
I
knows
can
what
get Jenny Finch or whoever is the women's national softball pitcher," and they come up and Jenny Finch is just full on fast pitches them, and it's like.
So like I said, I don't mind it. It doesn't take away from the game itself. The home run derby at the end of the game, that takes away from the game. If they do that, that's going to take away from the game. Because everybody's just going to hope it ends in a tie so they can go fucking home run derby again.
Yep.
Wendy, Mom got it. Come here.
It's untied. Come get it. I'm the only one in this house that can undo knots patiently, so. The Christmas baubles.
Go ahead,
we
Cody.
allow her to play with.
If you have more questions, man, come up with these. I don't mind answering these questions.
This one's kind of a good one. Who's y'all's
Kind of a good one.
favorite baseball player of all time?
Mine is Robin Yount.
Why?
I've always, he's my favorite baseball player of all time. I actually got to meet him. He's a great guy in general, but he played for a small market team throughout his whole career when he could have gone anywhere and played. And he stayed. Never won a World Series. Probably the best player to never win a World Championship. We all talk about Dan Marino in football. Robin Yount is probably the greatest player to never win a World Championship.
For me, and you'll like this one, Cody, Tom Glavine.
I actually like Tom. I like Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, but
yeah, both of them were.
Well, I like the Atlanta Braves when the Brewers were in the American League. Well, the reason I don't hate the Atlanta Braves is because they actually were in Milwaukee for, I don't remember how long they were in Milwaukee for, but they were Milwaukee Braves.
Yeah.
That's where Henry.
Before that,
yeah.
they were in Boston.
Yeah, but they ended up playing in Milwaukee, and so I don't hate the Braves, but I like the big three: John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, and Greg Maddux. And then they had who was the other two pitchers that were there? I mean, Nagel.
I was going to say, isn't Nagy a current player?
It was Nagel and then somebody else, and I can't think of his name. But during that time when the Braves they always got screwed by the fucking Yankees or whoever. And then that one year in 1995, they won the World Championship by beating the Cleveland Indians, and that was a shortened season. Shortened season.
Yeah. Yep.
What about you, Cody?
Yeah, what about you, Cody? Well, he probably... Go ahead. What about you, Cody?
Well, me being a Braves fan, my favorite player of all time would have to be Chipper Jones.
I liked him. He's a good ball player.
I mean...
It's not going to fit in there.
Yeah, it won't fit in there, baby.
I mean, that dude can hit either side of the plate. I loved him. He played good defense. He played the game right. He was an awesome player.
Some of the really good players do play the game right. It's not like none of them play the game right. I just hate it when they whine about not making enough money. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
If you actually did something good with your fucking money other than buying sports cars and a whole bunch of fucking alcohol and drugs in the off season.
Well, now you're stereotyping. What else, Cody?
How do y'all feel about these other baseball players not getting to the Hall of Fame?
Like who?
Like Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens.
I think they deserve to be in there.
Robinson both.
So I don't give a fuck if they did steroids or not. I don't care because you still got to hit the ball. You still got to throw the
Everyone
ball.
was doing them during that era.
Everybody was doing steroids at that time. But Sammy Sosa deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what anybody says. Jesus Christ, if it wasn't for fucking Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa in 1998,
Baseball would have been dead.
baseball would have fucking died. But let's shit on everybody that fucking used steroids. Didn't Mark McGwire get into the Hall of Fame?
I think so.
Then why in the fucker? And he admitted to it. And they won't let fucking Barry Bonds or Roger Clemens in the Hall of Fame. Shame on the fucking baseball writers. Shame on the baseball. You know why the baseball writers didn't want to put them in? Because they didn't like the fucking media.
Because they didn't play the media. Wait, they didn't play nice with the media.
Yeah,
That's why.
Fuck the media. The media
And also
shouldn't get.
because
The
of
media should not get a vote on the Hall of Fame at all in any sport. Like what have they done in the sport besides writing about what they see? To sit here and tell me that he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame when he put up Hall of Fame numbers. You're going to base it off, well, he used steroids, but I find that to be an excuse to not put them in. You didn't put them in just because you didn't like.
There are guys in the Hall of Fame who obviously use steroids.
You interrupted me. I hate that.
Apologies.
It's all right. The only reason that these baseball, again, and we said it, the baseball writers, they didn't play along with the baseball writers. Where in the rule book does it say a fucking baseball player has to go along with what the fucking baseball writer says? They have to play along with them. Fuck them.
Or any media for that matter.
If anything, other players who are in the Hall of Fame should have the vote. And I think they do get a vote. These baseball writers shouldn't get a vote on fucking shit.
I mean,
Period.
if anything, give the writers a fan vote as sort of like a prediction for who might get in.
The fans don't even get a vote on the Hall of Fame.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Give the writers basically that fan vote for predictions as to who might get in, but don't have their vote actually count for who gets in.
I don't think they'll ever go for that.
I'm saying that's...
I hear you, though. Go ahead, Cody.
No, Mark McGwire is not in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Well, either way. One more question. And then we're going to end it.
What has been y'all's favorite moment in baseball in a year? Like your most memorable moment?
Randy Johnson hitting the fucking pigeon that
That
flew
was
across the home
Pretty
plate.
fucking funny. My favorite moment in baseball. Honestly, my favorite moment my favorite moment is when the Brewers beat the Angels in the ALCS to make it the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that is not a Brewer moment would probably have to be the Yankees or with the Mets. I don't remember who they played, but Mike Piazza. It was right after 9/11. Piazza hit that home run.
It was the Braves.
How did you feel about that?
I was okay with it. That city needed that at that time.
I mean, it was a great. Actually, Jack Buck.
Mm-hmm.
The Brewers played the Cardinals the first game back, and Jack Buck actually did a speech. The Brewers and the Cardinals were the first game that day, and Jack Buck. Can you scratch my back? Up. Sorry. Actually, that was probably that that was a moment where I had a tear brought to my eye. Because I missed it. We needed sports. We needed something to take us away from the bullshit for a couple hours. You know what I mean? And that's why I hate it when fucking people shit, piss, and moan about, I don't watch sports I watch sports to get away from all the utter bullshit that happens throughout the day, where I could just sit and relax. Well, for me, it's not, because I get into what I'm watching. But for me, I need sports to take me away from the fucking world for a couple hours.
Everybody needs that little bit of something that's not real world to get them away from stress.
I mean, in baseball, all sports is real. I get what you're saying. All sports is real world, but it's something that I can just get away from having to worry about what's going on in life in general. Like, what's going on in Ukraine? I need sports to not fucking focus on that. Which, I don't even watch the news, but...
It's on everybody's timeline at this point.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
Go ahead. Tim?
Well, it does be corny, but for me it was 04 when the Red Sox came back in the Game 7, like one Game 7 against the Yankees.
Well, that was a pretty good moment.
I was a freshman in college, so I was just away from my family, and literally we were told, all right, once they start winning, you sit here, you can't move from these seats. Because I maintain sports fans are the most superstitious group of people in the world.
Oh, yeah, they are.
And literally, we were out for good 3 hours after the game, so we didn't get back to the domes until about 2 a.m.
I mean, I was there the year the Marlins beat the Yankees in the World Series. I was actually out in New York. I was at Fort Drum, New York.
Oh, great.
Fort Drum, New York. I was out there, and the night the fucking Yankees got beat by the Marlins, because the unit we were with in the reserves, they were a New York unit, I let them fucking have it.
Well, back home, I had my youngest brother and my dad, who were both big-time Yankee fans, and my other younger brother, Chris, who's a big-time Red Sox fan.
Mm-hmm.
They were going at it. My mom was like, please just stay away. Engage them. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not coming anywhere near the house. Because by the time the weekend would have come, they were coming back, so I had to watch it from that seat that I had. Because the general area for everyone had the biggest TV, so
yeah,
we
of
all
course.
watched a big TV.
Right. Cody, what about you?
Moments. The first one is when I went to my first Atlanta Braves game.
Mm-hmm.
It was facing the Giants, and it was like the 7th or 8th inning. We was in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget this moment. The lights went out, and everyone had their phone flashlights out, and we all started doing the tomahawk chop.
Mm-hmm.
That was an awesome moment to be there. That atmosphere was awesome. And my other moment is when the Braves won the World Series.
Well, at which
Because-
time?
This last year or another time?
This year,
Okay.
Well,
Because,
fuck the Atlanta Braves.
because my grandmother passed away October 12th of 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a huge Braves fan and got me into it in 2004. And I know when she was here when they won it, but I know she had the best seat in the house, but that was the best moment right there when the Braves won the World Series.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
All right, with that being said, I think we're going to close the show. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks and start talking regular season.
And we'll have.
And probably Jake be bitching about umpire strike zones.
Yep. We'll talk about it.
Oh,
and then,
they don't call the Bunt strike zone.
We'll predict the NL Central and the AL Central next week.
Mm-hmm.
Or in 2 weeks. You know what I mean.
Yep.
All right.
With that being said, have a good night, everybody.
Night, everybody. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.